Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. I did a 2025 energy reading. I did what I call dipping in, and I did some journaling to discern certain insights about the year ahead. I felt inclined to do this because I um, I was just kind of tuning into some of this before the new year, right before the new year, and I didn't write any of it down. So I said, you know what? Let's do that. The year's just getting going. Before I tune in to any of the people that I follow who are energy readers and kind of check out what's going on with them, any of their work and new videos, I thought it would be a really great practice for me to share my intuitive reading of what I see going on for the year. What comes up for me. So I've got about 10 or 11 points here, and I'll read those now. So for 2025, we have more light. Humanity will reach a higher light quotient and raise in frequency. And also a little bit later, when I did this, I got a few other bits written down, and then I thought about more light, and I thought of an alternate way of looking at it. I think it's going to feel, it will feel less dense and heavy this year in 2025 than 2024, which is interesting because I wouldn't even necessarily say that I felt that 2024 was super dense or heavy. For some, that may not be the case, but in my experience, I didn't think it was a heavy year. And I think it's I think it's incrementally been getting a little lighter the past couple years. So that makes sense because we've been getting so much light pouring in, so much solar radiation pouring in from these solar flares that are lifting us higher and activating us in our DNA and such. So it makes sense that I got more light. The next one I got is trials and tribulations, challenges to overcome emotionally and energetically. So, like I felt last year, 2024, I think many can relate or would agree that it was a bit of a roller coaster year in some regards. I think this year will be that way as well, but I think we can expect that it will, in some regard, just energetically will feel less dense or heavy. I think a lot of people are going to have more hope, and so that potentially will assist us in navigating things a little more this year, which is a nice thought. More disclosure with regards to ETs, and the government's going to be opening up more about that. And it may or may not be entirely truthful what they bring forward, but the time is coming where they're not really able to hide this stuff anymore because of these shifts, because of the fact that we have shifted timelines and we are ascending. People are seeing UFOs and interdimensional beings and ETs and things in the sky. So yeah, myself included, I've been seeing some stuff since the 1212 portal. I had like a contact experience or what have you. Yeah, it was very cool, and I've been having some since near where I work and near where I live. So again, we're gonna see more disclosure of that in the media because they can't hide it anymore, and the more things continue energetically upshifting, they're not going to be able to hide it, and so they're going to have to say something so that things aren't going to cause too much confusion or fear or what have you. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to manipulate the details, but when do they not? So we'll see how that comes about. Yeah, we'll see how that pans out, right? Let's see here. More exposed truths and deceptions revealed. So we're going to continue seeing a lot of the deceit from powers that be, elites, celebrities. I think more and more of that is going to get exposed, as we were seeing last year with Sean P. Diddy Combs, So we're going to see more of that in 2025. More people uniting together in love and with a shared energy or intention. And I just love that. That just resonates so much because, again, it all lines up. Increasing light frequency, the dark being revealed and the light becoming brighter. Shedding and releasing what no longer flies. So there's just a lot of stuff with the way the world has been set up that's just not working anymore. Manipulations, lies, deceit, and also structures and organizations and rules, regulations, all these things. Legislations. There's going to be so many things that are going to be getting switched up. So, and that's good. We're seeing that with the FDA, a lot of little wins here. So, I'm hopeful. We're going to see more of that. The release of what's no longer flying, like things that just aren't sustainable, aren't fair, and we're not putting up with it anymore, quite frankly. Let's see. More conscious awareness of patterns, wounds, trauma, more self-awareness, and recognition of more beyond the mind. The collective of humanity, they're waking up. And it's going to be more noticeable. The trauma, it's going to become more easy to recognize. People are going to be more consciously aware of what it is they're hanging on to, the reasons why they behave the way they do, the core, what's at the core of why they operate the way they do, which is really lovely. So we can begin healing and less wounded people hurting wounded people, right? With more self-awareness, we can then help support the collective more and be kind to one another, and it's just going to blossom and be really beautiful. And as we do this, the more we're going to be recognizing and aligning with our intuition and our souls, and recognizing and seeing how much more there is just beyond the mind. The 3D reality or matrix and society that was aligned with that so much it operates so much with the cerebral mind, the ego mind, and we're going to be moving more and more away from that and aligning more with the heart. So it's very beautiful time. Nature. We're going to see continued fluctuations with Mother Earth, with her weather, increased symbiosis felt between nature and humanity. I just felt that as a collective, we're going to start seeing more and more people taking strides to help the earth environmentally, more people also beginning to have remembrance of their past lives, where they were indigenous or had shamanic practices or traditions, and also remembrance of past lives as an elemental being or anything like that. So it's very exciting. Also, I would say more contact with those types of beings as well can be expected. I myself can speak to that because I've been contacting and interacting with some fae and elven beings and ETs over the past few months. It's been very, very exciting, very heart opening. It's been really beautiful. So exciting, but also really, really expansive and beautiful. So I feel really privileged. And we can expect more of that. It's only going to continue. The veils are only going to continue thinning and opening. And that was my last bit. And I have a couple more I skipped. But consciousness veil lifting. So we're going to see more of that as well. The next one is the divide between the awakened and awakening and those who are asleep will grow more and more apparent and palpable. With regards to there being separate timelines and frequencies that are being lived and operated from. which is interesting because I had a friend that shared something about that today, saying that there are people experiencing that in real time right now. There are some people who apparently live in California. They're like, I live in LA and it's business as usual. And then there's, of course, other people who have experienced the LA fires. And most of us know what, that's been going on, the fires and everything, and the agenda there with that 3D, with the smart cities and all that. So that was one of the reasons, and the underground tunnels and things. So it's interesting. There does indeed seem to be certain timeline differentials or differences in different experiences people are having. And so it's interesting because I was watching a clip on Threads the other day, and it was watching this it's a very popular clip going around. A newscaster was talking to a guy, and he was saying that his dogs were in his home or area, and he wasn't being allowed to go there, and he just kind of broke down in tears. And it did make me react. I felt bad for the guy, but I also, part of me was like, is he acting? Part of me questioned whether he was an actor and whether he was really who he was portraying himself as. Some part of me questions. I was like, it's possible he's not. And they're just using this as an opportunity to, try to like feed into people's sadness or fear and what have you. But I also felt like it kind of just felt like he might be an actor, a crisis actor type situation. So, but anyway, yeah, the guy did end up reuniting with his dogs, and it was touching. So anyway, but then of course there's other people that are reporting that they're saying that they've been going to work and they live in the area, and apparently it's business as usual, and there's like no fire. So interesting that there are people having that like stark of a difference. But I think it indeed, I'm just speaking to this because, again, that was what my friend shared in our group chat earlier, and I thought that was interesting. It's like it's showing the that indeed the divide between this, the separate timelines between the awake and the asleep, that depending on what your frequency is and what you're vibing at, you're gonna and what you're taking in for information and what your consciousness is, where that level is definitely going to show with regards to what you experience. And so the last bit I have here is the more flow and ease, authenticity, easier manifestation, and more heart aligned. So that's several things in one, isn't it? Yeah, I just feel that many people, along with the more light, being lighter and less dense, higher light quotient, raising in frequency, we're also going to have more flow as a result. A feeling for those who are in flow and in alignment with their soul and their path and purpose, they're going to feel more ease, therefore easier manifestation. It's going to be easier to be when heart aligned to manifest, and people are going to be more and more authentically them because they're going to be shedding what's not them. So that was what I got for 2025. I believe I started dozing off after that point, so I'm like, I guess that's it for now, right? But I wanted to share. I don't do that often with regards to sharing what I get. I often might write written posts, but I thought it wouldn't hurt for me to do a little video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good evening. By the way, if you're wondering, I do sound a little stuffy. If any of you know me personally, I am not sick. I just have histamine intolerance, so after I have dinner, I often feel a little snuffly. So pardon that. Not sick, just histamine intolerance, and also probably allergies. But I'm excited because tomorrow's Friday. It's Friday Eve, and today, I don't know if you can relate, but I was just feeling this renewed sense of lightness and jubilant energy and like a higher octave, like I'm operating in a higher frequency. And I was able to clean my living space yesterday. I swept, did dishes, wiped the counters, did some laundry, changed my bed sheets. I did all the things, I dusted and I saged my apartment. I've saged and cleanse my crystals. And I did that for the first time in months. And afterwards, I think that may have been at least some part of why I've been feeling great today. But also, it's entirely possible that we upshifted again to a new timeline. So let me know if you like, if you relate, and make a comment if that's your experience. I know a lot of people are feeling different things, and people are going through it emotionally, purging some grief, or just it's hard this time of the year for some with especially if you're living in the north, with seasonal depression, or just this time of the year kind of having low energy, needing to take it easy a little more, going a little slower because of the slowness of this time of the year, needing to go within more and slow down. So if you're feeling the call to do that, try to do that. I would say definitely follow what your body's rhythms are telling you. Don't push too hard, and be kind to yourself. But some folks may be feeling energized, or and today I had such good energy and lovely spirit, and I started my day with affirmations and a positive upbeat music, and I really loved that. And I think I was like, I don't necessarily feel like I need it, but I knew it would just help boost how good I was already feeling. And then my whole day was a lot better. I think midday onward, I kind of started going like, okay, because you're at work, you're not necessarily, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing what you love, then perhaps not. But midday, I was like, okay, not my favorite time of the day. But overall, I've had this lightness. I feel buoyed, or I feel, So you'll have to let me know if any of you guys feel the same, or what's going on with you. So thanks for listening. I hope you found it insightful. Let me know your thoughts if you like. So yeah, I also did I don't know if it's pertinent to share, but I did do a 2025 energy reading for myself, but I might share about that in like a written post here and there if I feel so inclined. So for now, I'm all set. And I'm going to say goodnight. It's funny, I laughed just a moment ago. I did a little haha because I looked up and it was 1717, and one of my closest friends, the number 17 is like her spirit number that comes to her all the time. So that just made me chuckle. Gotta love those number signs and sings, right? Saw 555 today. I don't know what other ones I saw. 111. And I think I saw 823, and that's my birthday number. So, all right, guys, have a lovely evening. And stay in your hearts. Keep the faith. Feel whatever you're feeling if you need to. Take it easy. It is winter time. But I think the best advice I can give is, for those seeking a little encouragement, is to know things are unfolding as they are meant. Try not to overthink it, and to try not to resist the things that are coming up and that are happening. Aligning with the intention to align with God's will, seeking that you be shown what's your, just honestly aligning with God in whatever way that is for you, with nature, with Mother, Father, God, whatever you call it, and seek to be shown your mission and what you're here to do. And if you have that open heart and mind, and you get out of your own way and don't seek to feed your ego mind or that part of you, that old identity, and instead, align with who you truly are and what you're here to do, that's all you need to do. And the way will be shown, and you will be supported every step of the way. All right. Have a good evening. Lots of love. Bye-bye.